Good evening, Raider baseball fans, and welcome finally to the game. We had some technical difficulties, but we're up and we're streaming now, so um, we will try to get you up to speed. A lot was missed going on through the first inning, and the Raiders are trailing 2-0. So, to be honest with you, don't have a lot of things written down here, but we are live and we're a go. And so looking for Steve to make his way back to the booth. And he is. Mr. Kithil is on his way back, and we will get things underway. So the Raiders, after one, are trailing 2-0. They are facing the Boyd Broncos out of McKinney, Texas. It's a long drive just north of Dallas on 75. They come into tonight and they are 3-3 so far on the season. They just dropped the earlier game to Hutto. They were shut out 6-0. They are coached by Brooke Court. He has 241 wins in 10 years as head coach. He's assisted by Zach James, Garrett Haynes, John Matlock, Jody Burns, and Dean Jackson. They come off a 2021 record of 17-15, 10-2 in district. They were the district champions and by-district finalists. They have returning starters Ben Abelt, who is the starting pitcher on the night. He also plays first base. He was 7-1 on the season with a .81 ERA, district MVP, and honorable mention All-State. Senior Ethan Weslowski, catcher, first base outfielder. He hit .241 with 3 home runs, first team All-District designated hitter. Senior Hunter Smith, outfielder in left field, batted .299 and with a .402 on-base percentage. He had 7 doubles and made second team All-District outfielder. Senior Jake Dempsey, I think he's catcher, District Defensive Player of the Year, and junior Ethan McCauley at third base. So defensively for the Raiders, as the Broncos are at the plate, Oscar Salazar is on the mound, and Carter Heinrich's at the plate. Nathan Miller is at first base. That pitch fouled off. Batting for the Broncos is the designated hitter, Brighton Harradine. Salazar toes in on the rubber. He's pitching from the stretch. That pitch down and away for a ball. That is 1-1 is the count. That pitch is swung on and hit foul for strike 2, and that'll take the count to 1-2.
Foul by about 6 inches. Hello, everybody. This is Steve Kithil.
It is Steve Kithil. He is back with us.
Here we go. Looking forward to it.
The leadoff, number 16, Asher Bates, is on deck. Salazar picks up the sign from Heinrich. He deals a fastball, gets the outside corner for strike 3, and Harradine caught looking for out number 1. Number 16, Asher Bates, will come to the plate. Bates playing second base for the Broncos tonight. Nathan Miller at first, Rainer Heinrich at second. Colby Diaz at third. Blake Gonzalez at short. A pitch from Salazar misses low for ball one.
Salazar currently is at 38 pitches. Had a little bit of trouble, as you can see, in the first inning. Desperately needs a quick inning now.
Caden Casper in left. Landon Miller in center. Hit back to the pitcher. Salazar lobs it over to first, and that will get out number 2.
That will
as
help.
Bates is retired.
That will help the pitch count, keep the pitch count low. It's a strategy. It's just amazing when the other team, or when the pitcher that has the most pitches, the starting pitcher that has the most pitches out there, usually is not in a good spot and is at a disadvantage, typically.
The center fielder Byron Burrell will come to the plate. He takes for ball one. The 1-0 from Salazar. Fastball gets the outside corner.
Here's a good pitch.
For strike one. That'll make the count even at 1. Rounding out the outfield for the Raiders, Caden Casper in left, Landon Miller in center. Pitch misses low for ball 2. And Colin Correjo in right field.
Oh.
2-1 pitch misses inside for ball 3.
Tried to come inside with a curveball, and it just didn't break enough. Get over that plate.
Hit up the middle. That's right to Rainer Heinrich. He makes the throw over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Broncos. In the second, but they lead it 2-0 over your Rouse Raiders.
Oscar had 13 pitches that inning, which is very good, and 44 total on the night so far. So
Boyd out of District 5, 6A in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Teams you may recognize or schools you may recognize in that district: Allen, Denton Geyer, Denton Braswell, Little Elm, McKinney, and Prosper. Raiders out of District 25, 5A come in tonight 8-3 so far on the season. They dropped the earlier game today to the Austin High Maroons 10-4. Out of District 25, 5A, you very familiar with the teams around here, and what a gauntlet of a district this is going to be this year, just like last year, Steve.
It's going to be tough. I mean, last year we had 5 20-win teams, and so one of those teams, unfortunately for Liberty Hill, they did not make the playoffs. Only 4 teams go to the playoffs. And this year, now if I'm looking at the standings correctly, there's not a team under. Well, there might be one team now under 500 with one. Are there 2 teams under 500 now? Okay, but man, I mean, and there's 2 teams that were undefeated, Leander and
Liberty Hill.
Liberty Hill
dropped one.
Oh, did they drop
They
one
dropped
now?
one. They're 10-1 on the season.
Phew.
Eastview at 3-4, and Marble Falls right at 500 at 3-3. First pitch in for a strike to Colby Diaz from Ben Abelt. The 0-1 pitch, that's up and out of the glove of Adam Colwell. Goes to the backstop, and that will even the count at 1-1. Abelt, a senior for the Broncos. On the windup, this is popped up and playable. Asher Bates underneath it makes the catch, and that will do it for Diaz. That'll bring up the catcher, number 5, Carter Heinrich. Colin Correjo on deck for the Raiders. One away with nobody on here in the bottom of the second. First pitch offering across the plate for a strike. He's got a nice little slider there, Steve.
Oh man, lefty that can throw. I'm going to say he's upper 80s right now, and then an off-speed slider throws across his body.
The 0-1 misses low, and that'll even the count at 1. Defensively for the Broncos, Abelt on the mound, Colwell behind the plate, Weslowski at first base, Bates at second base, Walls at third base. Pitch in for a strike, and the count will go 1-2. McCauley at short, Hunter Smith in left, Byron Burrell in center, and Kaminsky in right field. Swing and a miss, and that will do it for Heinrich on the strikeout.
Yeah, you don't get this a whole lot. He has a. When I say you're throwing across the body, his plant foot is hitting not directly towards home plate. It's going in between first base and home plate, and then he's what they all say throwing across his body. It is it's definitely coming in at a different angle.
First pitch offering to Correjo misses low for ball 1. Correjo, the right fielder for the Raiders. He is a commit to the University of Texas in San Antonio. Slider in for a strike, and that will even the count, 1-1. A cool, crisp night here in Leander, Texas, as we're on the campus of Rouse High School. Another slider in for a strike, which looked a little low, but gets that corner for strike 2. 1-2, 2 outs with nobody on. Nathan Miller on deck. Abelt winds and delivers. That's down and away for ball 2, and that will even the count back up. Raiders having success in the tournament season so far. They're 4-1 in both tournaments that they've played. At the Border Olympics, they lost to a state-ranked Corpus Christi Ray. The 2-2 pitch, that gets the outside corner as Correjo caught looking. And that will retire the side. The Raiders go in order. And after 2 complete, it's 2-0 Broncos.
Tough pitcher, man. He's impressive so far. Got to put the pitches on him. Got to get that pitch count up on him.
Raiders are coached by Chad Crimpine. He's been a head coach for 20 years, and he has 428 wins to his credit. He's assisted by Josh Harris, Dan LaPaglia, and Will Noble. Will Noble, a Rouse alum who played his football days here at Rouse and the University of Houston. Returning starters for the Raiders, senior Colby Diaz, pitcher infielder. He batted .314 on the season last year. He had 10 doubles, 7 home runs, and was an all-state selection. Carter Heinrich, senior catcher. He hit .250. He had 6 doubles and 1 home run. Colin Correjo, he's a junior outfield pitcher. Batted .318 with 29 hits, 4 doubles, and was first-team All-District selection. Blake Gonzalez, a junior infielder, batted .227. Joe Sparshoe, junior infielder, batted .293 with 15 hits. Oscar Salazar, sophomore. As a freshman, he was outfielder and a pitcher. He batted .330, had 4 doubles and 33 runs, and was an All-State selection. And Landon Miller, sophomore, outfielder pitcher, batted .333. And that is your returning starters for the Raiders off a season 2021 record of 30-11, 9-5 in district. They were the 4th place team in the district. Hit up the middle to Gonzalez. He's going to boot it, and that is going to be an error as McCauley will reach on the error. That will be E6. One on with no outs, and Brody Walls makes his way to the plate. McCauley at first base.
Another thing you can say is typically the team that catches and fields the ball, throws the ball best, will win these games as well in high school.
Bunt laid down by Walls. The throw to first will be in time. He will get the sacrifice as McCauley advances to second.
Good bunt. Good solid bunt. Good fundamentals there. Good play all around. Colby Diaz fielded that ball and threw it on a line, and then Blake Gonzalez covered third as well. So runner could only advance to second base.
Number 10, Ethan Weslowski comes to the plate. Weslowski, the first baseman for the Broncos. Waiting for his first pitch. One on with one out. Here in the top of the third. Pitch from Salazar. That's cut on and hit foul down the left side and out of play for strike one.
I believe that's 0-2.
Is it 0-2?
I saw 2. He threw a really nice little slider at the beginning of this.
Okay, well, That's what I get for looking at the board. Great group of people here at Rouse, and it's great to be a part of this. And this is my 9th season as the play-by-play voice of the Rouse Raiders. Steve Kithil, he's on his 2nd season, and it's a privilege to have him back. He did such a great job last year.
Very excited to be back, and hope to have as much fun as I did last year. Maybe I'll be a little less nervous on the mic this year now, with my son playing at a different level here.
That pitch cut on and popped up. It's foul and out of play. Nathan Miller, attempting to make the play on it, was not able to get there in time. McCauley will return back to second base. We have a lot of Rouse players that are playing at the next level and making some impacts.
Oh, yeah. Jared Southard doing a great job there at
the University of Texas.
And then also Dalton Porter has now cracked the starting lineup.
Oh, he's an everyday starter at Texas Tech, and he's hit one out of the yard that I know of.
I saw
maybe
that.
More. He's having some success there.
Yep.
Fisher Kingsbury at the University of Texas in San Antonio. I pitch high for ball one. Keegan got his first home run of the season.
Keegan at Coastal Bend.
Hayden Thomas down at Corpus Christi A&M.
I tell you what, we're going to have a couple of those kids drafted here very soon. MLB. Hayden Thomas. No joke.
Is probably the ace of their staff down at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. And you've got Devin Hooper at
Shriner.
Mm-hmm. He's having some success over there. Batter calls time, and Weslowski will step out and reset. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Weslowski. Salazar checks McCauley back at second. That's his quite a quality at bat going here.
I believe
Weslowski.
James Hunt is at Houston Tillotson. Of course, Andrew Kithil's at Wharton County Junior College.
And he was on the mound tonight.
He was on the mound, and I was nervous again.
He is. Dads just don't quite get away from that, no matter what age and level they're playing at. The 1-2 pitch, that swung on and hit up the middle. That's a base hit. McCauley will round third. He's headed home. The pitch will be cut off by Miller. The throw will be cut off by Miller, and that will score McCauley. And Weslowski will advance to second on the throw. He'll get the single and the RBI.
Great piece of hitting right there. Just hit it right back up the middle with 2 strikes. Didn't do too much with it and put it in a hole where he was able to get the base hit and the RBI.
That'll bring up the left fielder, number 4, Hunter Smith. 1 on with 1 out, a runner at second base in the form of Ethan Weslowski. First pitch from Salazar, that's going to be
That's a pass ball.
a pass ball.
Yep.
And that will advance Weslowski to third.
It hit the glove.
That hit the mitt, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
0-1. Or excuse me, 1 ball, no strikes.
Hey.
Pitch outside.
First game. This is
right.
First game of the season.
Pitch outside. It'll take the count 2-0. Heinrich is going to take a moment and go out and talk with his pitcher and see if he can settle him down.
Oscar's at 55 pitches, so he's exactly at halfway point of what he is allowed to throw. UIL, you're allowed to throw 110 pitches for the night. It doesn't matter if you go 3 innings or 8 or 9. It's pretty strict. You cannot start a batter after you've hit the 110 pitch limit.
I didn't see the call on that. It looked
that's
like
a ball,
strike, right?
Ball high.
Ball high.
That was a curve ball. He just didn't bring it down enough.
The 3-0 pitch, and this is low for ball 4, and that will put him on with the free pass. Runners on the corners for the Broncos here in the top of the third. 1 out with 2 on. The Broncos tomorrow will face the Austin High Maroons and the Midland High Bulldogs. They will finish out the nightcap, I believe, with Midland. Rouse will see Hutto in the morning, and they will play at 5:30, which we will be back on the air tomorrow versus Midland.
Called strike 1 on the first pitch of this batter.
Max Szymanski with an 0-1 count. And he shows bunt. A fastball, and this is bunted down the first base line and goes foul for strike 2. Well, you think that he would be hitting away.
With 2 strikes, yes.
2 strikes.
Anything bunted foul at that point after 2 strikes is.
But I have seen coaches
out.
that will make hitters go ahead and bunt it on the third strike if they're trying to get them to bunt, and they don't do it.
This is high school baseball. Sometimes you go against the norm.
A-belt on deck. Swing and a miss, and that will do it for Szymanski as he will get the strikeout. That'll be 2 away with the pitcher, Ben Abelt, coming to the plate. Brighton Harradine on deck. Harradine, the designated hitter. First pitch offering outside for ball 1.
Abelt's a left-handed pitcher, but a right-handed hitter.
Throws left, bats right.
Well,
Smith at first. This is cut on and hit foul for strike 1. That'll even the count at 1. Ethan Weslowski at third base, and Ethan McCauley came in to score. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Little backdoor slider
not
from
bad.
Salazar.
Runners are on the corner. They're not taking second base, which is kind of interesting. I'm wondering if they're going to try it here. There he
The
goes.
1-2, swing and a miss, and that will do it for Abelt, and that will retire the side. They get one run on one hit, one walk, and they lead it 3-0 over the Rouse Raiders after 2.5. On to the bottom we go. Due up for your Raiders, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Nathan Miller, Landon Miller, and Blake Gonzalez will be coming to the plate. Raiders looking to get something started, but Ben Abelt is definitely showing why he had a .81 ERA last season.
He looks every bit of it. He's the real deal.
And that was as a junior, and so comes in as a senior. He has a very unique looking fastball that just cuts across the plate.
Well, he's thrown 28 pitches, 17 of them for strikes. He's had 2 innings pitched, so 6 outs, right? And he has 5 strikeouts so far.
Wow.
That's tough. Face the minimum batter, 6. So Raiders have their work cut out for them, for sure.
So be back with us tomorrow as the Raiders will face the Midland Bulldogs here on SHN Sports. And if you'd be so kind, hit like and subscribe if you would like to keep up with all things Rouse Raiders. Nathan Miller will come to the plate for his first appearance of the night, and he takes for a strike. Abelt paints the outside corner. Landon Miller on deck. The 0-1 delivery. Check swing and a miss for strike 2.
This McKinney Boyd team is doing what Andrew's team actually does. They call pitches from the dugout, and they give a 3-digit code, and both the catcher and the pitcher have a decoder on their sleeve and says, "Okay, I'm going to throw a fastball." If he says 1-4-1 or 8-3-2 or whatever.
Pitch misses outside. That will even the count up at 2.
So you can hear I don't know if you can hear that on our broadcast, but I hear the coach screaming out a 3-digit code, and then the pitcher looks at it.
The 2-2 pitch, that's high and outside for ball 3, and that works the count full. That is the first full count of the night for Abelt. The payoff pitch, that's cut on and hit foul. And back out of play. Yeah, I do hear him saying that.
Yep.
That was hit out to right. Saminsky under it makes the catch, and that will retire Miller. One away for Landon Miller as he comes to the plate. Raiders have yet to put a runner on base tonight. Blake Gonzalez on deck. Swing and a miss for a strike. The 0-1 pitch, swing on and fouled off, and it just got the end of the bat for strike 2.
Good pitchers get in front of, get ahead of all the batters right away. Strike 1, strike 2. This is what this guy's doing. He's just
The 0-2, that's high and inside for ball 1.
He slipped. Looks like he slipped going off the mound. Hope he's
He's
okay.
trying to place his plant foot, so he's digging it out a little better.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss for another punch out. That's 2 away. Blake Gonzalez will come to the plate. Gonzalez hitting 9th in the order. That'll put Rainer Heinrich on deck. First pitch offering. A little change up down the middle for strike 1. Saw that off speed come across, and it took some off of it.
Yep. He frisbeed it in there.
The 0-1 delivery, that's high and outside for ball 1, and that will even the count.
Some people think that throwing across your body puts more stress on your arm. I think
swing and a miss. Well, he said he foul tipped it for strike 2.
I think the jury's out on that. I think you can be successful and be okay as long as you have enough follow through.
Pitch misses outside. That will even the count up.
If you don't pitch right, you're going to hurt your arm.
That's true. And he's been effective, and it is not your typical
Not at all.
Typical pitching motion for sure. Deuce is wild. This is cut on and hit up towards the second baseman. Asher Bates has it, throws to first, and that will do it for the Raiders. The Raiders go down in order for the 3rd time. 9 up, 9 down, and on to the 4th we go. The Raiders trailing by 3.
So, Michael, I got an update on the JV team, the Rouse sub-varsity team, we're going to call them. They played out at Lake Travis last weekend. They went 3-1. They beat Dripping Springs, Lake Travis, and Hayes. Best record in that pool of a tournament. It looks like Landon Doss belted a grand slam against the Dripping Springs Tigers. Carter O'Neill had a great game and pitched to a victory, 9-1 victory. He had 9 strikeouts, and Tyler Espinoza batted .600 on the weekend. So we've got some pretty good talent coming up for future years here.
Right. Well, Coach Crampina has definitely turned this program around.
Definitely. That's an understatement from where they were. You remember those days.
Truer words have never been spoken. I've seen a lot of good baseball here, and I have seen a lot of bad baseball here. Just to say. Hello, Momo. Momo giving us a big wave up here.
I'm going home. That's just.
So it's going to be interesting next year with the district realignments. We'll go over that in here in just a minute. Brighton Herodine will lead things off here in the 4th for the Broncos. He swings on this one, fouls it back out of play for a strike. So next year, District 25 5A will look quite a bit different than it does this year.
No.
The 0-1 delivery misses low for ball 1, and that will even the count up at 1. So District 25 5A baseball will look like this. Buda Hayes, Cedar Park, Kyle Lehman, Leander Glenn, Leander Rouse, Liberty Hill, and Lockhart.
So we lose Marble Falls, we lose
Georgetown
and Georgetown and Eastview.
Yep. Pitch cut on and fouled back out of play. And we'll make it strike two. 1 ball, 2 strike count to Brighton Herodine.
Which, in a way, I'm kind of happy, and in a way, I'm kind of sad because Georgetown and, well, the Georgetown game is always fun. Fun to watch.
Pitch misses for 2-2. Been a lot of. It's been a good rivalry between Rouse and Georgetown over the years, and you really hate to lose them. Good quality program over there. This pitch is cut on and hit out to center field. Landon Miller underneath it, and he'll make the catch to retire Herodine here in the fourth. Back to the top of the order we go with Asher Bates coming to the plate. First pitch offering swung on and goes to the fence as it went into the dirt and bounced back. Nothing in one, the count to Bates. Salazar into his fourth inning of work. He's gone 3 1/3 so far. The 0-1 delivery, that's cut on and fouled back out of play for strike two. Nothing in 2, the count. Byron Burrell on deck for the Broncos.
71 pitches in, so still got a few pitches left in the tank, that's for sure.
Oh. The 0-2, that's high and inside for ball one. That'll take the count to 1-2. Again, we want to thank you for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. I'm Michael Francis alongside Steve Kithil. The 1-2, down and away for ball two, and that will even things up.
Boy, I've missed you saying that.
What's that?
I'm Michael Francis alongside Steve Kithil. All right,
there you
let's go.
The 2-2 pitch. That's swing and a miss for strike three, and that will do it for Asher Bates.
Good pitch, Oscar.
As Oscar picks up a strikeout. That's 2 away for Byron Burrell. No one on base. I believe that is the third strikeout.
I can
for Salazar.
I've got 5 strikeouts.
5. Okay, well, I missed 2 in the first then.
Oh, yeah.
Pitch right, belt high. Little off speed for a strike. The 0-1, that's cut on and fouled back for strike 2, and Salazar getting ahead of these last 2 batters. He's able to punch Bates out on 5 pitches. He has 2 strikes so far on 2 pitches to Burrell. The 0-2 delivery, that bounces away from Heinrich. It was in the dirt and caromed off his glove.
I think that got a little skin or something. He's jumping around. A little uncomfortable there.
One and 2 the count to Burrell.
Good pitch.
Fastball, belt high, caught looking for out number 3. And the Broncos go in order for the second time tonight. They went in order in the second and in the fourth. On to the bottom we go. Your Rouse Raiders are trailing 3-0 to the Boyd Broncos.
That was Oscar's 6th strikeout of the night. He is at 78 pitches.
Both pitchers have 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, 6 strikeouts for a belt. And he's at 44 pitches. But he's at 44 pitches through 3 innings.
Right.
So
The difference really being is that the Raiders have 3 errors on the board.
yeah, that's exactly it.
And that makes a huge difference when you make errors. Well,
Oscar's
what's the saying that you have? You can't. You, gosh, how would you say?
you
it?
can't defend walks.
Yeah,
You can't.
you can't defend walks. You definitely can't defend errors.
Yeah. So looks like Oscar Salazar is, even though he's given up the 3 runs, only one of them has been earned, an earned run where it scored without being aided by an error.
Due up for the Raiders in the 4th, Rainer Heinrich, Caden Casper, and Oscar Salazar. Oscar Salazar had such a tremendous season last year as a freshman. And folks, I kid you not, he was still 13.
14. Yeah,
and came in at 14.
But understand,
Yeah.
when you're 14 and you're playing against 18, and there were some kids at the end of the year that might have turned 19.
Right.
Unbelievable. Those kids that get redshirted in kindergarten. But yeah, he was a true 14-year-old young freshman, and he just had a fantastic season.
Heinrich comes to the plate 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Abelt delivers. That one misses low for a ball.
I think the Raiders need to really start working the counts and fouling off some pitches. And
Well, you know, that's what they were so
You know,
good at last season was
Yeah.
pitch selection and making pitchers go deep into counts. That pitch misses low for ball 2. And to be honest, that looked pretty good.
they need to get this. They need to get a belt up to 70 pitches in this inning.
Casper on deck. That pitch gets the outside corner for strike 1. Letter high fastball.
I'm not gonna complain about the strike zone this year. That's gonna be my goal.
Pitch misses low for ball 3, and that will take the count to 3-1.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. You wait till you get into district play, because obviously none of these games really count. Heinrich shows bunt, lays off for a strike, and that will take the count full.
Yeah, these are tune-up games, and you know, it looks good on the overall record, but honestly, what we're trying to do is get kids the work.
The payoff pitch misses low and inside, and Abelt gives up his first free pass of the night, and this is the first base runner for the Raiders.
First base runner. Shall I say it? They lost the perfect game on that batter.
Lost it.
He had a perfect game going.
Well, I guess in some way that could happen on a double play, right?
No,
Maybe
double.
Or just
Oh,
a base runner ruins it.
Base runner ruins it. Nope. He gave up a.
Well, he still has a no hitter.
He does have a no hitter. And the
And a
way he's
shutout.
pitching, I'm not sure how we're gonna hit off this guy.
Ball stays high for ball 1, and this is where you kind of see, because some pitchers do differently when a runner gets on base.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it kind of affects them differently. He is a lefty, so you would think that Heinrich's probably going to stay fairly close to the plate. Slider in for a strike, and that will even things up at 1.
Even more so because he doesn't step directly at home plate again. He steps almost on that 45-degree angle. So you don't know if he's going to be going to first base or if he's going to go home. I think you got to stay very close.
Snap throw over to first. Not in time as Heinrich dives back in safely.
And that was not his good move, I will tell you. He's going to put that knee up, and Rainer is going to have to decide if he's coming first or going home. He's not going to know. Ooh, I don't know where that was.
1-1 pitch. Misses. I'm not sure either.
There's a grumble from the.
That looks pretty good, and I think they've got a valid argument.
That's a strike all day. Sorry. Sorry, Raider fans.
Abelt from the stretch. The pitch. That's in for a strike. Somebody said makeup call. I don't know. It looked pretty good to me.
Yeah. Again, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, man, that both
2
those
balls,
pitches
2
looked
strike
weird.
count to Mr. Casper. The pitch. This is comebacker 2. Abelt. He's going to lob it over to first, and
okay. So
he says he tagged the bag first and then dropped the ball. So
dropped the ball on the transfer. He was trying to get the ball out of his glove, and the ball fell out. He had already made the out, recorded the out.
Go 1-3 on the putout. Runner at second for Oscar Salazar.
That was as good as a bunt here, and now we've got a runner in scoring position. Base hit should score him.
Salazar hits this one foul down the
ripped
right field side, and that'll be a strike. Nothing in one the count to Salazar. Colby Diaz on deck.
You know, this is the second time through the order, so they've seen what Abelt is going to offer. So you don't, I mean, I think you start picking up little things and you've learned from your first time up.
This is cut on and hit out to left. This will drop in for a base hit.
Oh,
that was a throw from deep left field, and Heinrich will hold up at third, and I think Coach Crimpine was pretty smart in doing so.
I think he would have been out, definitely.
I think that he would have been,
you know,
because
the ball was hit so hard out to left field that, you know, it got out to the left fielder very quick, and he got it out of his glove and threw it all the way home. I think that's a good, smart play by Crimpine.
Runners on the corner for Colby Diaz, and he could tie this thing up on one swing of the bat. He does have a home run on the season.
Yes, he does. Had 7 last year too. So,
Colby Diaz, a commit to Texas State. Diaz, a senior. Abelt comes set. The pitch that gets the outside corner for a strike.
Boy, he brought that ball. He brought that ball in. Curveball. Just started it out on the batter's box and it just clipped the corner. Whew, that was a nasty pitch.
Well, he doesn't have a .81 ERA from last year for nothing. I'm not sure what he has on the season.
I'm super impressed.
He definitely is a very talented young man. Carter Heinrich on deck for the Raiders. The 0-1 delivery. This is cut on, hit foul for strike 2.
Now, Colby was right on that pitch. It went right straight back. Just barely. Let's see if he's figured something out.
Nothing in 2 the count to Diaz. 2 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Abelt delivers a swing and a miss for strike 3. And Diaz goes down on 3 pitches. 2 away for Carter Heinrich. Heinrich struck out in his 1 appearance back in the 2nd. Heinrich only saw 4 pitches in that at bat for the 2nd out of the inning. Raiders need some fortune here. Maybe they need to put the rally caps on. As they go, where's Aleppo with his hat?
Yeah, that's right.
First pitch offering outside and low for a ball.
Abelt's still humming it in there. That's still got a lot of velocity going.
The 1-0 pitch. That is fouled back for a strike.
Again, another ball that just fouled straight back. Man. I think they're starting to see something.
It's hard to see the spin on his pitch.
Yep.
Many thanks. Unfortunately, I don't have a cough button. I have to hit the mute button.
Yeah.
I think I got it in time.
Oh,
1-1. They catch the runner off. Salazar will get the second. He's safe, but the run.
no. He called him out at second.
He is out, but I think the run scored.
I don't know what they're going to do. No run.
No. All right. Well, Salazar caught stealing. For out number 3.
So on that play, if the tag is made before the runner touches home plate, then there is no run. If the tag is made after the runner crosses home plate, then there is a run there.
Right.
So it was determined by the home plate umpire that the runner did not cross home plate, and therefore no run.
That will do it for the Raider 4th. They get no runs on one hit. They leave one. Carter Heinrich was at the plate when the out happened, so he will
lead off.
He will end up leading off the next inning. Due up for the Broncos in the 5th. Ethan McCauley, Brody Walls, and Ethan Weslowski. If you are tuning in and watching from Boyd, we welcome you to the Rouse Raider broadcast here on SHN Sports. And we do want to take our time to apologize to everyone for the technical difficulties we had, but fortunately we were able to get things going again. And oh my, you never know what you're going to hear in the press box. That is a truth. Hopefully we got that all taken care of. So tomorrow night we will not have that problem again.
We'll do that. We'll do it. You know what? It's kind of like these games. We're here to iron out all the bugs. We're gonna get there. Get used to the game and calling it, and not trying to walk all over each other. But it happens.
We have all brand new equipment this year. This pitch is cut on and hit down to third. Diaz throw to first in time.
He dropped the ball.
What a throw from Colby Diaz on the bang bang play. I think
he may have
Nathan Miller was a little stretched out, so I think he's feeling that.
I was thinking he got stepped on.
I didn't think he got stepped on. I think it was the way that he came down on the stretch that was pulling that groin on the inside.
That's not comfortable.
So I think that's going to go down as a hit. I don't think that's going to be an error.
That's a hard play all the way around.
Diaz was deep in the hole when he made the play. So as McCauley jumps on the first pitch offering from Salazar, he will pick up the single.
Okay, so we have a sub in. Looks like Nolan Harris.
Nolan Harris will sub in for Nathan Miller, and he is number 34. What was his name again? Nolan Harris. That was an awkward stretch, and he really laid out for it. And no surprise that the ball came out of his glove. It looked like he was in it.
I lost my scoreboard. What did I do? I think I closed it.
Okay. Well, we will work
There's-
to get that back. That pitch in for a strike. A slider down and away. Oops. And let me take a moment to help Steve Reno here. And
I know it's an easy fix, but new equipment and
a little
bunt.
bunt up the middle. The throw to
play.
first will be in time. A good play by Colby Diaz.
Okay, there it is.
So he will give me just a minute, folks, and he will get it set back up for you. We'll get that scoreboard back up. McCauley will hold at second. And Brody Walls will get the sacrifice. That will bring up Ethan Waslowski, who hits it up the middle to Gonzalez. Gonzalez with an errant throw to third, trying to get the lead runner. That will end up scoring McCauley. And that will go down as an E6 on the throw to third, and subsequently going into foul territory, allowing him to go all the way home. And that will be a fielder's choice for Weslowski.
Right. Yeah. So Blake Gonzalez played that the right way. It just he was aggressive and the base runner actually should not have run there, but that ball's hit hard.
Smoked out to center. Landon Miller underneath it will make the catch for out number 2. Smith jumping on the first pitch offering. And that will bring up Szymanski. The Broncos jumping on pitches early here in this inning, so you're not seeing a lot of pitches thrown by.
That's okay, but we got to make them into outs.
2 away with 1 on. First pitch high for ball 1 to Szymanski.
Hey guys, so I have the score at 4. I have the score at 4.
The 1-0, that misses low for ball 2.
Appreciate you.
2 balls, no strikes to Max Szymanski. Salazar checks the runner at second, and he comes home.
Nice pitch.
Nice breaking ball in for a strike.
Beauty. Great pitch there.
Szymanski, the 5th batter in the inning for the Broncos. Abelt on deck. 2-1 delivery. And misses low and inside for ball 3. Waslowski standing at second base. The 3-1 pitch. Colby Diaz fields it. The throw to first will go wide and into foul territory. That will score Weslowski. And another throwing error made by the Rouse Raiders. That run will go down as an E5. And the Raiders are just adding to their tally of errors. They're up to 5 errors so far on the game.
So Oscar is getting a visit from the mound by Coach Harris, and it looks like he's going to be done. 89 pitches for Oscar Salazar. Looks like 4.2 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs. Only one of them was earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts.
Saminsky will reach on the error. Will end up going to second. Number 42, Jack Knight, will come on in relief of Oscar Salazar. Oscar Salazar will move over to the designated hitter. So he will stay in the game.
So that runner at second, although they say, oh, well, that runner happened while Oscar was pitching, he did run, he got on base because of an error, and so it will be an unearned run if he does score. So it's kind of Oscar's responsibility, but
Well,
on the other side of things, it doesn't. It's not.
You just want to get this worked out of your system before you get into district play.
Absolutely.
And especially in the district that we're in, you've got some very good talent going on at Georgetown, Cedar Park, Leander, and Liberty Hill.
Georgetown, my understanding is they have 13 or 14 seniors. A lot of them are college commits now. So it's going to be, they're going to be really tough. I also know that.
And they also won the Comal ISD tournament last week.
Mm-hmm.
They were the champion team. Out of that, they defeated Bernie, who defeated Rouse, who actually shut Rouse out 9-0.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I talked to Coach about that a little bit, and he said, "No, we just did not show up that day." So,
well, that would have been interesting because would that have had to count as a district game if Rouse and Georgetown would have faced in the?
No, that they would meet in non-district play, but I also heard that Rouse was going to say, "No, we're not going to play that game. we're not going to play district opponents
3 times.
3 times. Just not going to do it." Of course, we did play Cedar Park last year 3 times. One of them in the playoffs.
Right. And it's hard to beat a team 3 times.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times. We lost to them twice, and then playoffs happened. Fun game, fun memories.
I rewatched that game the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Good pitch.
First pitch offering from Mr. Knight, in for a strike to Abel.
Best pitch in baseball, strike 1.
So I got a nice little thumb drive in my pocket with all the games on it from last year. That pitch swung on and fouled back out of play, and Ben Abelt finds himself 0-2 here early in this at bat. We do have some activity going in the Raider bullpen, or it looked like it was.
Oh, good pitch.
Down and away. It's a pretty smart pitch with an 0-2 count.
Set up outside. Carter Heinrich set up outside, and boy, Jack Knight hit it perfectly. It's fine.
The 1-2, that's down and away for ball 2.
But now you don't want to go to 3-2, so.
Nobody holding Saminsky to the bag. This deuce is wild for Abelt. He takes high for ball 3 and works the count back full.
Curveball couldn't come down, couldn't control it, and now we're at 3-2.
Brighton Hairdyne on deck. The payoff pitch from Knight just misses high. It's a bender. And that will be a free pass to Ben Abelt.
Ben Abelt will get a courtesy runner. I am going to have trouble finding that number.
The other numbers are hard to see. So you can see if he can turn here.
Black on red, and
he turned opposite to us, so I can't even see the number.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. I'm not sure we have a number for. I mean, we have a name for the number even. So
Knight comes set. He delivers. This is chopper back up the middle. It is played by Heinrich. And a good scoop by Nolan Harris to get the out. And that will end it for the Broncos in the fifth. They get 2 runs on 1 hit. They leave 2. And on to the bottom of the fifth we go. The Raiders are trailing by 5. That will go 4-3 on the putout of Abelt to end the inning. Due up for the Raiders in the fifth, Correjo, Miller. Actually, let me go back. It's Heinrich, Correjo, and Miller, as Correjo was still in his at bat.
I think this is going to be a lot of the same for the Rouse Raiders. You know, coming off a state semifinal appearance, we're going to get a lot of tough pitchers, and everybody's going to want to knock off the Raiders. So
Well, you're
we're
not
going
going to catch anybody by surprise.
nobody's going to be, oh well, they're not. You know, they're a pushover team, a cupcake sort of thing. It's not going to. We're going to get their very best. And I think we should expect that from Midland, and I think we should expect that from all the other teams we're going to play, all the way to district, and even the couple of non-district games that we played during the season, during the district season.
Heinrich makes his way back to the plate. Hunter, I believe, is a senior this year.
He is. He's part of the
He takes for a ball.
part of the senior class, the part of this big part of this leadership of the team.
Son of Steve Heinrich, a former UT baseball player. Swing and a miss for a strike.
And yes, Rainer Heinrich is brothers. They're brothers. Carter and Rainer are brothers.
Heinrich calls time, and the umpire shows no pitch, and Abelt goes ahead and lobs it home. Kind of in motion. You know, some pitchers get irritated by that.
Oh yeah.
When the umpire allows the batter to call time and he's in his windup.
Well, there's a rhythm going, you know.
Yeah.
And
as fathers of pitchers, we understand that.
I totally do. Yep. And Carter's backing out of the box and, you know, doing a few things and trying to get him out of his rhythm. He's doing everything he can.
The 1-2 pitch, that is cut on and skied high. That's infield fly. Shortstop Ethan McCauley underneath it makes the catch, and that will retire Carter Heinrich for out number 1.
That was a major league pop-up. Even the home plate umpire was looking up. Man, that thing went high. Straight up the elevator chute.
Raiders only have 1 hit on the night. Pitch gets the outside corner. That's one that cuts clean across the plate.
The way he releases it, it is just ball's coming diagonal.
The 0-1 delivery is down and away for ball 1. That will even things up at 1.
Belt is only at 67 pitches, so he's definitely got enough for the rest of the game.
Pitch high and outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Raiders have only had 2 runners on board. That pitch
went behind him.
Went behind him for ball 3. And
I don't know how that. I don't understand that didn't hit him. I mean, it went through Carter. Or
The
Colin.
3-1
It went through Colin. There it
misses.
is.
I'm not sure where that missed. That looked like a good pitch. That was a pretty dandy looking pitch, but that will give the free pass to Colin Correjo, and that will put a runner on. And
Again, early in the season, he's going to take. He's going to make the.
that's going to be it for Abelt. They're going to pull him, then maybe trying to use him for Saturday.
Maybe I imagine with talent like he is, I think that he's probably done for the weekend. But
Well,
you know, sitting down,
they're leading by 5 too,
and they're leading by 5. But just 70 pitches, 71 pitches, and that's enough. So he went 4 1/3 innings. He gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, no runs.
See if we can find a name. Do y'all have the lineup? Do they have a name on there for nothing on the bottom?
Nope, no 26.
Trying to get a.
I think it might be 36, right?
Trying to get a number.
Hold on, we'll see.
Oh, turn.
Help us there, bud.
I tell you what, I'll stick.
26.
Let me step out and ask the parents.
We will try to get a name for this young man. It is 26 on his uniform. No, Weslowski's number 5, unless there's a second Weslowski.
Another Polish kid. Number 26.
What was the last name?
I think he's a Wisłowski.
Nathan was
Nick Wislowski.
Nick Weslowski, number 26.
And I believe that he has a brother on this, Ethan Wislowski. So I believe he may be pulled. The reason why we didn't have it on our lineup card is because he's been pulled up from JV. And he's just on this trip. Kind of like what we do with a few folks going to Laredo and everything. So
number 26, Nick Weslowski, comes on in relief of Ben Abelt. Nolan Harris will come to the plate for his first at bat. Weslowski deals a strike for.
Nothing wrong with that pitch. Wow.
For strike 1.
Right down the middle. Right down Broadway.
Oh, pitch inside for a ball, and that will even things up at 1.
So a batter has the right to the batter's box, and he doesn't have to move away from it. He could possibly let that hit him. Although it does hurt, I'll tell you. That just hurts.
The 1-1 pitch from Weslowski, cut on and missed for strike 2. One and 2 the count to Harris. Landon Miller on deck. The 1-2 pitch. That misses outside.
That was close, but
I mean
that's outside.
I don't see how you can paint that any better. That one. I think that was probably a blown call right there, to be honest. From my vantage point, the 2-2 pitch that misses low for ball 3, and the count goes full.
He definitely hit the glove. I think the catcher set up outside, and
well, I mean, I'm
questionable.
I'm sitting right behind the plate.
Yeah,
so it looks pretty good.
Oh, he struck him out on that pitch.
Oh my goodness! Now that one did not look like a ball. So there you go. ended up working its way out, huh?
Yep.
Caught looking for strike 3, and that's the second out for the Raiders of the inning.
Ball was around his ankles.
1 on with 2 outs for Landon Miller. Miller takes high for a ball.
Center fielder.
Blake Gonzalez on deck. Miller's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The 1-0 pitch. And that sends Colwell rolling on his back. Not sure, he just lost his balance trying to come up out of his crouch and ended up rolling back.
Yeah, I wonder if they crossed up signs or something there, because usually it doesn't make a catcher react that way unless there was something. He might have been expecting a curveball, got a fastball, or vice versa. So
Let's go, Lando.
2-0 the count. The pitch, swing and a miss for
Oh.
a strike.
he was trying to go downtown, but he forgot his cab fare.
Well, it's quite a fast ball from the
Man,
hand of Weslowski. That one had a little bit of mustard on it. 2-1 the count. Weslowski will step off and reset. Correjo extends his lead at first from the stretch. The 2-1 pitch, the throw over to first, not in time as Correjo dives back in safely. Weslowski deals. That's cut on and hit foul, and
off his foot. Ouch.
the count will even up at 2.
That can hurt when it goes right off your toe, your big toenail. Ooh.
Yep, definitely does. I want to thank you for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider Baseball here on SHN Sports. If you would, hit that like button and subscribe, and you can keep up with all things Rouse Raiders. Deuce is wild for Landon Miller. The 2-2 pitch. This is cut on, and that is going to go back out of play. High fly ball into foul territory. At this point, you'd like to see something.
He's seen a lot of pitches.
Fall just out of the infield.
Oh,
That pitch
that
outside.
is a good pitch. That is a strike. That I'm going to complain about that, and it's against the Raiders.
Hey, wait a minute. You're not
Man.
supposed to be complaining. You already broke your thing this year now. What's up with that? That's kind of like the New Year's resolution.
Yeah, my New Year's resolution is down the drain already.
Fouled back, but I don't think you can really count that one because you really weren't arguing that.
Oh no, that was a pretty good pitch.
It was a good pitch, no doubt, but you really weren't arguing with it. You'd have to go all blue or something like that, you know. Free pass issued to Landon Miller. Ball 4. That's the second walk of the inning given up by the Bronco pitching staff. Colin Correjo, the property of Ben Abel. Landon Miller, the property of Nick Weslowski. That will bring up the 9th hitter in the order, Blake Gonzalez. Gonzalez grounded out to second his first time up. Swing and a miss for a strike.
Looks like Nick has a live fastball. Not so sure I've seen an off-speed pitch yet. Have you? Do you remember an off-speed pitch?
We've seen some sliders and fastballs.
There's one.
That little changeup is Burrell not able to get to it. Correjo will score, and that will end the shutout. And the Raiders will get rid of that goose egg.
Base hit all the way.
It was on the board. That'll be a base hit for Blake Gonzalez.
Texas leaguer. Gotta.
Burrell, I thought, was going to be able to make the play on it, but it ended up he opted to let it fall in front of him, and rather than to try to lay out for it and get by him.
And that's a good smart move on Burrell's part, because it's 5-0.
Right.
You want to keep the runners and make it as hard as possible for those runners to score here.
First pitch offering to Rainer Heinrich. In for a strike.
One run doesn't do much. I mean, it's 5-1. You still win with 5-1. So
Weslowski comes set from the stretch. He deals high for ball one. That will even the count at 1. The 1-1 pitch. That's down and away for ball 2.
Again, I think that was a good pitch.
2-1 the count. 2 on with 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th. And this has been quite a long inning, especially this half of the inning. Come on, Raider. 2-1 pitch that swung on and fouled back.
Good rip there. Good. Like he can see the ball pretty well out of this pitcher's hands.
That will even the count at 2-2. Deuce is wild. For Rainer Heinrich. Weslowski takes a look back, and he comes home. This one is chopped high. This is playable by Ethan McCauley, and he'll make the catch, and that will end the Raider 5th. But they get 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 2, and after 5 complete, it's 5-1 Boyd. Yeah, the Raiders finally getting a little bit of traction going there, Steve.
Yeah.
They actually batted 6th in the inning.
They got a little bit to A-Belt, and was able to put together a couple of walks and a hit on the inning. So
A-Belt faced 2 batters in the inning. He walked 1. He got Heinrich to pop up to a high fly infield hit played by McCauley. And then he issued a walk to Colin Correjo, who eventually came in and scored. And then Nick Weslowski came on in relief. He goes 2/3 of an inning. He faces 4 batters.
yeah, he gave up a walk and a hit.
Yep, and gave up a walk and a hit.
2 outs.
And a run scored, which was a walk issued by Ben A-Belt. Well, on to the 6th we go. Jack Knight makes his way back out to the mound for the Raiders. Defensively, the only change so far has been Jack Knight coming in and Nolan Harris at first. Oh, has Caputo come in at short? I did not catch that. Okay, well, there's another defensive change. Number 4, Caputo has come on to substitute for Gonzalez.
I believe Mikey's a junior, right? Mikey Caputo is a junior. He's getting his first taste of varsity action this year. He went down to Laredo. I did see him that he did pitch and played a little shortstop as well down there. So
It's a blow to the loss and he decided.
I'll wait to see if he stays in to bat. If they make it down to Gonzalez again. After Bates takes for a strike. The 0-1 delivery just misses low on that outside corner.
He's getting a little more consistent on that outside corner, not giving it to either team.
1-1 the count to Bates. Bates takes for a ball. And that will take the count to 2-1. Byron Burrell on deck for the Broncos. The 2-1 pitch, that's high and inside for ball 3.
Believe this might be the last inning of the game because they do have a 2-hour time limit, and we started this game right around 8 o'clock. So
they will 3-1, that's outside for ball 4. And Knight issues his second walk of the night. That will bring up the center fielder, number 22, Byron Burrell. Bates extends his lead at first. Knight toes in on the rubber from the stretch. Throw over to first. Whew, that was a little smoky, a little high.
Started to sail.
It was a hard throw over to first, but you're right. It did start to sail, and that would have been ugly because it was thrown so hard. Knight comes set. First pitch offering, that's popped up and fouled back as Burrell attempted to lay down a bunt. 0-1 the count to Burrell. Knight checks the runner. Burrell shows bunt again, lays off, and pitch goes in the dirt for a ball, and that will even things up.
McKinney looks like they're trying to bunt and put some pressure on Rouse Raider defense here. Make them make a play.
The 1-1 pitch, a fastball. The throw down to first will not be in time as Heinrich attempted to backpick Bates at first, but the pitch was, I believe, a strike, but I'm not sure. Let's see.
I marked it as a ball.
He's calling 2-1.
Yeah, I marked
it.
So
it was a ball.
I think a good throw. I think that was a good attempt by Carter there, but the throw just wasn't there.
Burrell shows bunts again, lays off, and that pitch goes high, and there is some activity going in the Raider bullpen.
Both bullpens. McKinney's bullpen is also going.
The 3-1 pitch, that's in for a strike.
There you go, Jack.
Burrell drew back the bunt and got rung up on the strike. Number 33 for the Raiders is warming up. Pitch inside for ball 4, and Knight issues back-to-back walks. 2 aboard with no outs here in the top of the 6th for Ethan McCauley. McCauley has reached on an error and has singled. He has scored twice. And Coach Crimpine is going to call time.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was coming out. I was looking over there and nobody was coming, and now I think he's probably gonna go to the bullpen here.
Yeah, well, and he is taking the ball, so we'll see. You know how Coach Crimpine is if you're walking people.
Oh,
he has some very colorful words to say when you're out there on the mound and you can't seem to throw a strike. And I know I've heard it because Seth has told me.
Yeah, so has Andrew.
Told me what Coach Griffin said when he walks out there. He's like,
I wouldn't say it's church language.
"You're right." Number 33 comes on in relief. Do we have a name? Zach what? Alvarez? Zach Alvarez comes on in relief of Jack Knight. Senior?
I believe Zach was on varsity all last year, but he just didn't quite see the field. But definitely going to be a bigger part of the um, Raider push and the Raiders this year.
Did he?
Honestly, I think last year we just had too many seniors.
I think that's right.
Had 15 seniors or 14 seniors or something. So hard to find the field.
Do you have the pitching numbers for Jack Knight?
I sure do. So Jack ends the night. Jack Knight ends the night with let's see, he had a third of an inning pitched and no runs so far. He is responsible for the 2 runners on base, 3 walks, and 4 batters faced, 18 pitches, 6 strikes.
Not a very good ratio.
Now, you really need to have a ratio of winning pitching is 65% strikes and really lights out pitching is 75% strikes.
Molly comes to the plate. He will face Alvarez for the first time. Alvarez, a right-handed pitcher. Pitching from the stretch as McCauley attempts to bunt, and it goes foul back out of play.
This is an obvious bunt situation. If you bunt it to the third baseman, Colby would have to field the bunt in front of the bag, and the runner from second base can make it to third. And it just baseball purists all say you should bunt here, especially in the high school level.
McCauley does show bunt, and he lays off and takes the strike and goes into an 0-2 count.
And who knows if he's going to bunt again with 2 strikes.
He got 2 on with no out.
Never know.
Alvarez takes a long look in. Checks Bates back at second. Swing and a foul tip. And the count will stay 0-2.
I do like how Alvarez has come in and just started firing strikes. It's a good aspect of a closer, a good closer, or a good reliever.
He does take his time.
Oh, yeah. Just
swing and a miss, and that will retire McCauley. Alvarez picks up the strikeout.
You don't need another pitch when you can throw it like that.
We'll bring up Brody Walls. Walls lines this back up the middle. It takes a bad hop off the bag and into center field. This will score Asher Bates.
That's just
and
bad luck.
That's just bad luck. Not a lot you can do about that.
We had two Raiders ready to field that ball and step on second. And it just did not go our way. It hit the bag and went into center field.
Walls will pick up the hit on the single, and he will score one. So he picks up an RBI. That will bring up Ethan Weslowski. First pitch offering, swing and a miss from Weslowski.
Keep throwing strikes.
One thing that Boyd has been good about is jumping on pitches early. The 0-1 sails high as Alvarez nearly loses the handle on it.
Yeah, he that's his 7th pitch and his first ball.
That will even things up at 1. 2 on with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. The Broncos leading at 6-1 over the Raiders. Alvarez takes a look at Burrell back at second. Comes set, he delivers. This one's cut on, a high fly ball out to deep left center.
That's pretty deep, but I think it's playable.
It is playable, and Caden Casper will make the catch, and Burrell will advance
They both
to
advance.
third on the sac fly.
The runner from first also advanced to second.
Brody Walls advances to second on the sac fly from Weslowski.
The ball was hit very high and very deep, and if there was any breath of wind that was blowing that way, it would have been.
It might have gone bye-bye.
It
might have hit the
would've-
scoreboard.
or even further into those trees. But pretty quiet out here tonight. I mean, as far as the wind goes.
2 outs and 2 aboard for Hunter Smith. Hunter Smith fouls this one off for strike 1. Boyd shut out in their earlier game versus Hutto, and they have retaliated in kind to the Rouse Raiders, 6-1. They lead it as he takes for a ball, and that will even it up at 1. Alvarez taking that long look in. Carter Heinrich gives the sign. The 1-1 pitch, that's high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike count to Hunter Smith. Hunter Smith walked back in the 3rd and flew out to center in the 5th.
Good pitch.
2-1 gets the outside corner, and that will even things up at 2. Great location and great pitch selection
Just
for Zach Alvarez.
if he doesn't try to hit that to right field, there's nothing he can do with it.
The Deuce's wild pitch down and away for ball 3, and that will work the count full.
Yeah, we need a strike here. Gotta throw a strike here.
If there's a time limit, you've got to imagine we're bumping up against it. The payoff pitch, breaking ball, drops in. Heinrich thought it was a strike, and that will load the bases on the free pass.
Carter Heinrich was 4 steps into the dugout, and half the team was running off the field because they all thought that was a strike, and umpire had different idea on that.
Well, he hasn't been too inconsistent that it's been so obvious throughout the game. Yeah. And that will bring up Max Szymanski. Szymanski hits this one out to center. Landon Miller under it. He will make the catch, and that will do it for the Broncos. 1 run scores on 1 hit. They leave the bases loaded. And on to the bottom we go.
I got to imagine this is it. This is do or die situation for Rouse. We got to. Why isn't that updating? There it is.
Raiders quite possibly down to their final 3 outs of this game. They're trailing 6-1.
2-hour time limit from the beginning of the game, and no inning can start after 2 hours. So it's a school night. It's a work night for me.
Me too.
So I'm kind of happy it's not going to go off on.
And it was a late game start, right? So
Yeah.
normally the games for district time usually 7 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
So it was 8 o'clock start, actually a little later than 8, not much, but
Yeah, but I mean now we're looking at
now we didn't start at 8:20, so
yeah.
they're going to finish the Raider half of this inning, and that will probably do it. Nick Weslowski back on for the Broncos as he came on in relief of Ben Abel. Due up for the Raiders. Here in the bottom, Caden Casper, Oscar Salazar, and Colby Diaz. Raiders have one hit on the night, and that's off the bat of Oscar Salazar. Raiders, I take that back. They have 2 hits, one off the bat of Salazar and one off the bat of Gonzalez.
Oh yeah, Gonzalez.
They do have 3 walks on the night. Rainer Heinrich, Colin Correjo, and Landon Miller.
That's live fastball. A lot of movement there.
Casper takes for strike 1 on a pitch that looked like was down and away, but it was a called strike. The 0-1, a pitch inside that looked more like a strike that was called a ball.
You get any further into that, that's an argument.
The 1-1 pitch, that's high for ball 2. And we do like to have a little bit of fun here. No complaints. We're out here just enjoying the game. The 2-1 delivery. This is hit off the end of the bat into left center. Byron Burrell will get underneath it and make the catch, and that will do it for Caden Casper. 1 away for Oscar Salazar. 1 out with nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th. Raiders have scored 1 run in this game. Colby Diaz on deck. They had an opportunity earlier in the game to tie it up when it was 3-0.
Oh, a lot of movement on that.
Salazar takes for a strike.
Man, that's an impressive fastball right there.
The 0-1 delivery.
Hello.
This is cut on and hit out to deep right field. Max Saminsky underneath it. He will make the catch, and that will do it for Salazar.
Oscar put a charge into that one, but they had him played correctly and not too shallow back there. He probably put it out there about 20 feet from the fence.
Diaz, probably the last hope for the Raiders in the time limit. Carter Heinrich on deck. Diaz takes for ball 1 on a pitch that was down and away. Again, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and watching Raider Baseball here on SHN Sports. It has been a privilege and a pleasure to bring this to you, although we experienced some technical difficulties. That pitch misses for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Diaz. Weslowski comes set. The 2-0 delivery. That misses outside for ball 3. You can only imagine Diaz has the green light at a 3-0 count.
You would think you're at a 6-1 game.
3-0 delivery, a fastball down the middle for strike 1.
I think Colby thought that was low, but definitely wasn't the belt high fastball that he could put out of the park.
3-1 misses low for ball 4. And Colby Diaz will take a walk to first base. Probably not too concerned with holding him on, although the first baseman is there.
It's all about
leading by 6.
And again, these games are all about working on the fundamentals, working things out for the district season.
Carter Heinrich will take for ball 1. Hey, TCU came back and beat Texas, and they were down by 20. So maybe the Raiders could do the same thing right here. A little rally cap going on. You never know. You never know. That Heinrich will take for strike 1. That will even the count up. 1 on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Raiders trailing by 5. That pitch popped up and playable. Brody Walls underneath it will make the catch and retire the side, and that will do it on the time limit. And the Raiders will drop game 2 of this day, 6-1 to the Boyd Broncos. The Broncos move to 1-1 in this tournament, having lost to Hutto earlier. Raiders will look to face that Hutto team tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. That will not be broadcast, as we have other obligations called jobs.
WORK.
Tomorrow. So Steve and I won't be here, but we will be back on the air tomorrow night at 5:30. And this time we do have all the glitches figured out now. So new hardware, new equipment. We have all brand new equipment this year, folks. We actually, as a Booster Club, we own this equipment now.
Yeah.
SHN is providing the platform for us to be able to broadcast and help with technical support and all of that. And so just getting all the little bugs and kinks worked out before we get things going. And it really sounds like the equipment sounds much richer. And
I think so. Yeah. Well, my microphone is much better, I think.
Steve has a microphone that doesn't have tape on it and stays in place now. Last year, folks, he was having to do this and hold his microphone with his left hand up on his headset so that you could actually hear him.
It was amazing.
It was amazing, but it was a fun season.
It was a fun season. I did take that season all day long. Big thank you to the Booster Club for providing this equipment for us, and we'll try to do better next broadcast.
The Raiders scored 1 run on 2 hits, and they left a few aboard. Didn't have too many base runners.
No.
In fact, they didn't have a base runner until the 4th inning. The Boyd Broncos, on the other hand, they started things off in the first. They scored 2 runs in the first inning, and unfortunately, I don't have what actually happened written down since we were trying to figure out what was going on with why the stream wasn't operating. And
I can tell you they scored 2 in the first, and it didn't get any better after that.
So I can't give you an accurate rundown of what they did, but they did enough to take care of the Rouse Raiders and win the second game of the night for them.
Yeah.
So congratulations to them as they move on. Raiders look to bounce back from this tomorrow as they face Hutto and finish off the day with Midland. And we will be here for that and bring that game to you tomorrow night at 5:30. I'll get that link posted tonight when I get back home, and
we'll get it out.
We will get that out, and then we will see y'all tomorrow. For Steve Kithil, I'm Michael Francis. We thank you for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports.